Welcome, bienvenue. I love watching these videos, so I decided to share my crochet collection that I've been adding to my wardrobe ever since I started crocheting 5 years ago now. And as you can see, I was very big into crop tops in the beginning. I started by watching YouTube videos, and then I learned to read patterns. I think it was 2018 or so, which I really enjoy. Anyway, let's begin. Here's my first ever top I made after watching a ton of similar YouTube videos. This was an irregular, so thick and thin in different spots, cotton yarn I ordered from Germany since I was living in Europe at the time. And this one's also cotton. It's a hand-dyed yarn from a seller that used to be on Etsy. It does have specks of light green, which is not easy to see in this video, but it's very comfortable to wear this top, and I just used olive green scrap yarn at the top of the triangles there. I'm not usually a fringe person, but I felt it worked well here. Now this cotton crop top is based on the racerback pattern from Erin Beth, who I think is still on Etsy. And it's the Elise cotton yarn, the same brand that has the Diva Stretch line. And again, I used scrap yarn on the two bottom strips there. This was my first time using sock yarn, still back in 2017, and I loved it. As you may have guessed, green is my signature color, absolute favorite. And this is a gorgeous German wool I purchased. This is great to wear with that denim vest I thrifted last year. I just added some grid detailing on the bottom border there. I love wearing these with those tube top bralettes. And here is just a close-up. Now for the sweater at the beginning, it's the Utopia pattern by my favorite designer, Mermaid Cat Designs. I used 100% cotton, and I would have liked to use something with stretch, say a nylon blend, to get a little more wear out of it, but still one of my favorite pieces. And my biggest project of that year. Gauge is what I learned from this top. It took me longer than necessary. I didn't realize it was too big until I was about halfway done. And after frogging all that, I just didn't want to continue right away. It was also my first sort of lattice pattern. This one's by My Beautiful Stuff, which I will link down below. Turned out great though. Now this is another Mermaid Cat design called the Light pattern. It does have a matching skirt and can be made into a dress as well. And I used a half acrylic, half cotton yarn for this one. This one was really fun to make. It's from one of my favorite YouTubers, Anno Crochet. So free pattern, and I used more of the Elise cotton yarn. It's perfect for light summery tops. Now I'm trying to somewhat style these. Just wanted to show that adding a cardigan to crop tops can make it a little easier to wear them out in public. But again, the star pattern here, fun to do. Finally, a non-cropped sweater. It's comfy, airy, super easy to wear. This was a free pattern called the Pucker Pullover from Sorella. A heathered black, white, and black acrylic yarn were used. And here is another mermaid cat design. This pattern is called Mountain, which is originally a sweater that I modified into a tea tunic. The yarn is Knit Picks Cotton, a super soft and wearable yarn that instantly became a favorite of mine. Colorway is Doe. Now this was my second top of, we're in 2019 now, and it's a short sleeve version of Mermaid Cat's Magic pattern. I used a larger hook and thicker yarn, the jeans line from Lion Brand, I think. I wish it was a couple inches longer, but definitely not bad for my first time crocheting cables. Love the color too. Now here's 2020, lots of whips, but this was my only finished project, which is the monochrome sweater pattern by Sorella using Knit Picks Felici self-striping yarn. I thought that was a fun spring colorway. I just used some black wool on the bottom there. I also have tons of whips from last year, including 3 sweaters, which unfortunately cannot be featured here. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I hope it inspired you to create something today. And if you'd like to stick around, I hope to post crochet and yarn related videos every week.